how that shaped your life and who you are today, and maybe even how that translated into your real estate investing journey.
Well, I mean, it's obviously affected every aspect of my life. Most recently, I made the decision to move from Texas to Tennessee at the end of May. I'm going to be moving there.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, and it's something I've wanted to do.
You'll be closer, right?
Oh, yeah. I think we're like 7 hours away.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I already have road trips planned to come up here. But when I made that decision, people asked me, like, why are you moving to Tennessee? Honestly, because I can.
Yeah.
Like, not to be like an asshole about it. It's just like I've never made a move that wasn't out of necessity. Every move in my life has been for survival.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm making a move because I was like, I want to be in the mountains.
Yeah. And
I can do this. And just that alone messed with me recently because I still, up until now, I still see myself as an undocumented immigrant. You know, so I'm like...
It's like an identity almost,
I don't deserve these things.
Wow, yeah.
I don't deserve what I've accomplished. Mm-hmm. You know, when people come up to me and they're like, oh, yeah, I would love to hire you and all this, I'm like, who am I for you to believe in? You know what I mean? Like, I have those doubts, and it comes from all of that because when I dropped out of high school, my guidance counselor, because you got to see your guidance counselor, when I told her I was dropping out, she's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Dude, thanks for the support.
You know how encouraging this shit is? You know, so
good luck.
Like, she's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you probably should.
I was like, all right, well, fuck you too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was,
you're one a little pushback.
something like, no, you can make it. You know, it's like nothing.
Oh man.
And my dad was like, we are born to work until we die. My brother, when I started like reading books and try to learn all this, he's like, oh, you really think you're going to get rich from reading a book? Mm-hmm. You know, you're just being lazy. So I had my family against me.
Yeah.
Every step of the way, you know, because that's not what immigrants do.
Yeah.
Immigrants put their head down and we work.
Yep.
And we work hard. We work till like our hands are bleeding. I was 20 years old with 3 herniated discs, arthritis in both my wrists, arthritis in both my knees because of how hard I worked. Mm-hmm. Right? And that was acceptable. But yet, me wanting to do something better was like, no, that's not what we do. So now that I am doing something better, it's something that's like, it's so uncomfortable because I am comfortable. I'm not in survival mode. My family's fine. We're doing great. I don't need for anything. You know what I mean? Like, I literally just took a few days to fly up here and hang out with you guys. Like, there's nothing, you know, and it's like, it's fine. Nothing fell apart. Right? And till this day, my dad still never said, like, I'm proud of what you've done.
Yeah.
Because it's not in his mindset, you know, to be like, what I did was okay.
Yeah.
Because you need to be working hard.
Is he still in New York?
No, he's in Texas.
Okay.
He's busting his ass.
Yeah.
He's killing himself working.
He will, man.
Yeah.
He will.
I mean, and he is
proud of you. I guarantee it. Even if you shouldn't say
it. Right? I'm sure he is. But it's the mindset.
Yeah.
You know, and how that shaped me too is it's made me an amazing father.
Yeah.
I truly believe that I'm a great father because I look at my son and I'm like, the world is yours.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm never going to shoot you down.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, the world is yours.
Yeah.
You know, I felt it from people when they saw me in New York. They're like, oh, look, another white boy. This is cool. Then they hear me speak Spanish, and they're like, you're one of those. And instantly, I was like, you know, sidelined and pushed out. And I used to play soccer when I was a kid. And the coach would bench me because I would speak Spanish to the Colombians and Hondurans that were on the team that didn't speak English. I'm like, how do you want me to communicate with them? Sign language?
Right.
Like, they speak Spanish. I speak Spanish.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, but he always felt like we were talking bad about him. So he would bench me, you know? So it was always like, and funny story is that about 2 years ago, I was at the playground with my kids. At home, we speak Spanish to our kids. They know Spanish first. We're at the playground, and I'm talking to my kid in English because I'm ashamed to speak in Spanish in public. I never realized that until that moment. because my son looks at me like, what the fuck are you saying?
What's wrong with you, Dad?
He's like, I don't understand your words. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ashamed to speak Spanish in public.
Yeah.
Because I've been criticized so much for it, because it's like, if I was dark skinned, it probably would have been acceptable.
Right.
But because I'm white, it's like, why are you speaking Spanish? This
Yeah.
isn't normal. You know, so that whole thing has made me more, you know, it made me struggle a little bit, but it also made me kind of like, I'm going to prove all of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it put a tremendous chip on my shoulder.
I love that.
Yeah, so it was one of those things that, like, whenever somebody be like, oh, that can't be done, I was like, oh, just watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you got to learn. And it also, the things that we've talked with Mike Kiko a lot about was, like, because of that, I felt like I needed to make everything I did hard.
Yeah.
Because I needed to be like the barbarian.
Yeah.
I needed to just be like,
He still comes out.
yeah, and he does, but it needs to be controlled.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be at all times, because it got to a point where I was having massive panic attacks, you know, anxiety and all these things, because it was, you know, it's stressful to, like, be constantly at max.
Yep.
You know, so learning to control that and knowing that I have that power to, that it's like that worthiness, that I belong where I am.
Yeah.
You know, I deserve to be here. I deserve to have what I have.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's been hard.
Yeah.
And it's been a journey.
Well, super cool, man. I mean, that power is there for sure, and learning to control it's probably your superpower. So, man,
Yeah,
never doubt yourself, bro. Man, you're a powerful dude.
Yeah, and
Super cool.
And even when people tell me that, I'm like, instantly, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know, but
If you only knew me.
Yeah, if you only knew. You know, all the insecurities.
Yeah.
But that's what, you know, being illegal is, it's rough. It's my mom always used to joke that she said, I'm going to sue this country for psychological abuse.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're illegal, it's like you're always, like, I didn't grow up as a traditional, like, a lot of people, you hear their journeys and they were like entrepreneurs when they were in kindergarten, right? Selling lollipops at the playground. Like, my whole journey in school and everything was hoping I would not get deported. I wouldn't go on school trips.
Just living with that fear.
Always.
Yeah.
I would go on school trips. Like, I wouldn't go on a lot of school trips because my mom was worried that if we went somewhere, there was going to be immigration and they were going to catch me.
Yeah.
And that's not how life is.
Yeah.
But we didn't know any better. So everything we did was out of fear.
Yeah.
Was like, you know, you stayed quiet. You didn't make noise. You didn't stir anything up, you know, because if they catch you, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, we didn't want to get deported.
Yeah.
I didn't want my family to get deported. So it's like everything, even now, I've been a U.S. citizen now for, I want to say about like 5 years.
Nice, man. Cool. Good for you.
Yeah, so I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah.
And I still drive like an illegal immigrant because when I drive, I'm always looking for cops.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm
me
always
too.
scared.
And I'm bored here.
But I'm still driving with the fear now of getting a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm driving with the fear of like not being here anymore. Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's always inside of me.
For
Every
sure.
time even when I fly, sometimes I'm going through TSA and I'm like,
They're going to catch me. Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're legal. Relax.
Yeah. Wild, man. Well,